Okay, welcome. This is episode 44
Oh, oh.
after yesterday's brief
Hmm.
43. Um, that, like I said, I just felt compelled to do. So this one, and we have not been together in a while
I
because
know.
I moved,
You
you redid
did.
your kitchen, which is
Hmm.
behind you and looks beautiful. Um, and so we've both had a lot of change. And now we're kind of getting back to like being,
Yeah. Back into a routine, but in a different way. Yeah.
but in a different way. Like
Yeah.
you said, you love to sit in your new kitchen. I love to sit in my new house.
Hmm.
Like there's still so much shit I have to figure out. Like, oh my God, the thermostat was like a rocket ship. I'm like, I don't even know how to friggin' set this. I have to go get like the instruction manual.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm why is this so high tech? Heat. That's all I'm looking for. Heat.
Hmm.
But this house is so incredibly well maintained
Yeah.
that it's mind blowing
Yeah.
to tell you
Things
the
are
truth.
so updated that you're like, yeah, I gotcha.
It's mind blowing. And the guy who was not to get too far into it, the guy who was the inspector who did the inspection,
Hmm.
he was like, this isn't, he's like, I've never seen anything like this. He's like, this is incredible.
This
He
is
was like rhapsodizing about like the circuit breaker box. Like he could not get over himself.
He's calling his friends. He's like, you gotta
Perfectly,
see this.
perfectly labeled with a map. I mean, he was like, this is
He's like,
like,
this is circuit breaker
he's
porn
like,
for
this is like immaculate. And you should have seen him in the garage. Forget it. And he said all the time, he's like, swear to God, I've never seen anything like this.
Hi, Lulu. I see her in the
Oh,
sunshine. Aw.
there she is.
You're
She's
home
so
with mama
beautiful.
now, honey. Yeah.
It was a long time. It was a long separation.
Mhm.
So today
Mhm.
on Living Out Loud, episode 44, with Katie and Ellen.
And Ellen.
Katie's the brains of the operation. I just kind
That's
of so
that's scary.
I actually had a little like intro. Katie's background is licensed mental health counselor,
Mhm.
professional.
Mhm.
And for the first time ever, I'm going to say out loud, my role is
Yeah.
as survivor,
Yay. Yes, you are. Very much so.
which I've never said.
Hmm.
And so obviously domestic abuse survivor is what we're going for. So I never actually said that out loud. Um, I feel it dishonors people who were in worse situations.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like
But like you don't deserve the title or something?
yeah.
Mm.
Is that
Yeah.
weird?
Get over
That's a
that.
little weird. Well, I think that's like I think a lot of people feel that way. Like, oh, it wasn't serious enough. Oh, it wasn't,
That's the
um,
truth. Boy, do people
and
validate themselves left and right that way. Yeah.
yeah, so, but no, I am gonna take on that mantle, shall we say, because there was some surviving that happened there.
Hmm.
So today I wanted to talk about lying, and I have to remember to keep looking to the left because that's my better side. Did you know that? That the left side of your face for many people is their better angle.
Really? All I notice is that how bad my neck is because every time I see videos of myself, I'm compensating like this. I'm like, why are you like this all the time? And I'm like, oh, because it hurts.
I do love turtleneck season. I will tell you that. Okay, so today we're going to talk about lying. And the reason I wanted to do lying is because my father always said, the worst thing you can ever be is a liar.
Mhm.
And he even put that above like being like a murderer. Like,
Oh,
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
okay.
And he kind of had this little, like, my dad had this little accent. So he wouldn't say liar, he would say liar, liar. The worst thing you could be is a liar. And it's because I think when you are lied to, it breaks trust.
Yes.
And that trust is almost impossible to regain.
Really tough.
Um,
Yeah.
and I think, number one, being the person who's lied to,
Mhm.
the trust is broken, where you feel like, well, I can never, what else did they lie to me about? I can never believe them about anything now.
Mhm.
It's such a betrayal. But then on the other hand, to be the person who did lie
Hmm.
and to have this person never believe you again about what you say is also an incredible burden
Yep.
to
Well said.
never be believed again.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what my dad meant. Like it's the worst thing you can ever
It
be.
goes on at every angle that you can look at it, it's bad. Yeah.
It affects everything. It affects your relationship irreparably in many cases, right? And so the article that I pulled was from Psychology Today, and it was from December 21st, like 2022, I think. And it was the motivations for lying. And they identified 2022, they identified 11 motivations
Okay.
to lie.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Number one is to avoid being judged or feel shame.
Okay.
Number two is with the aim of avoiding punishment.
Okay. Yeah.
That sounds like something a kid would do, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Or a criminal.
or a criminal.
Yeah.
Number three, to protect themselves from retaliation.
Okay.
Number four, for no good reason, compulsive lying.
Yeah.
Number five, to present themselves in a positive way and impress others.
Mm-hmm.
My middle sister has a phrase, which is lying bridges the gap between who you are and who you want to be.
Yeah. Remember you saying that, texting that to me. I really have
Yep.
to chew on that a bit. That's interesting.
Yeah. Number six is to obtain rewards. Number seven is due to carelessness and impulsiveness.
Okay.
Number eight is to experience pleasure from deceiving others.
Ooh, yikes.
That one's a little scary. Number nine, with the aim of keeping personal information secret. I think
Okay.
that would go along the lines of maybe like an affair or some
Oh,
such
really? See, my
thing.
brain, I'm almost like, well, what if you like are keeping something because it's just, but I see like an affair. I gotcha. I gotcha.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10, for pro-social reasons, to make others and oneself happy, such as telling children that Santa Claus is real.
Okay.
I already marked this video as not made for children, so we didn't just burst anybody's like life belief system at 6 years old.
Oh,
Um, Number 11, for altruistic reasons to protect others from harm. Okay.
yeah. Okay.
First nine are self-serving.
Yeah.
The last two are considered to be like a social good type
Yeah,
thing.
like you take the blame for something so someone else doesn't or something.
Right.
Okay.
So what they found in this particular article, which came from a study that was done by a association or a school organization or something in Canada, was that they found with the people that they polled and interviewed, majority of people lie um, for the last two reasons.
That's that's good.
For
That
what
that
they
makes
consider a good
okay. That makes me feel good
reason.
better about humanity.
So there's a higher number of people
But
that
here's the
lie.
thing. But are they
Are they
lying?
telling the truth?
But are they lying on the survey? I
Are they
mean,
lying to make themselves look altruistic?
I'm
That's what I'm
having an
talking about with lying.
existential study crisis now. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm talking about with lying, right? Like, I mean, are they saying, well, I only lie because I want my kids to believe in the tooth fairy and the Easter bunny and Santa Claus. So I'm doing it for my children.
I don't
Or
lie
I only,
because this torrid affair I'm having. Yeah, I actually throw the magazine out, throw the article out, Ellen. It's a lie.
right? And it's hard because you're talking to people or polling people or interviewing
Who
people
identify as being liars.
who
That's
have
so,
identified as lying. So
yeah.
now do we question their motives? I mean, this is where it gets like you could go down the rabbit hole on this one, really, because they're admitting they're lying, but then they're like, oh, wait, no, I only do it for a good reason. Well, you could be lying.
Well, who's going to
Oh,
admit?
see?
I would assume it's an anonymous. Okay. But if they were
Are you
given the
following?
proper, and look at your cute Halloween mug, Snoopy mug.
Snoopy and lipstick.
Um,
I'm very
that's
festive.
why people are given incentives, right? Because they're like, if we give you $10 to do this survey, we want you to be honest.
Who's gonna be honest for $10? I mean, come on, like 10?
A li-
Yeah,
a
like float
liar.
me like 100. I mean, like, no, but so like here's the basis, right? There's the lying, and there's all the reasons that people could possibly lie,
Okay.
right? We just listed 11 of them.
Mhm.
But what's the most important? What the thing that I feel is the most important about when lying happens is how I don't care about the motivation. It's how the person who is lied to feels.
Mm.
I mean, motivation of the
So
person who lies
basically,
is important.
the consequences of the lie, you mean, is really where it's at,
Well,
right?
have you ever been lied to?
Oh, yeah.
And how'd you feel?
Not good.
Dishonored,
Stupid.
insulted,
Yeah, yeah,
disrespected,
insulted. Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, all
Uh-huh.
those things.
You
Yeah.
know, like don't insult my intelligence,
Hmm.
right? Did you think I was, I mean, so you lied to me and I find out you lied to me. Do you value me that little?
Right.
That's usually kind of the reaction.
Hmm.
And, when they talk about compulsive liars, um, like this is obviously a very, like, in my opinion, a very shallow kind of list because it does not address people in active addiction who lie about everything. They lie about stuff they don't have to lie about,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That's a component of addiction is people in active addiction, they lie
Yeah, they do.
and they lie big.
Yeah.
It's like it's part of the illness.
It goes hand in hand with the illness. Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
It really does. So they don't even address that.
Yeah.
Um, Compulsive lying, lying when you don't have to, lying about things that don't matter, lying about things that are completely small.
You know what's
Um,
interesting too is it's almost like these are some developmental stages of people because you think about your kids go through. So our mutual friend, whose name begins with an H, her son went around saying that do you remember? She probably told you this, that she drove a Zamboni for a living.
who the hell is it? Now I'm trying to think like mutual H.
You live across the street, lived across.
Oh,
He said he drew a picture of her. It's the best. You have to ask her. He drew a picture, like, what does your mom do for a living? And he drew a picture of her on a Zamboni in a crayon, said she drives a Zamboni for a living.
probably because he played hockey and he was like, it'd be so cool if
It'd
my
be
mom
so
drove the
cool. Yeah,
Zamboni.
because
So I'm
kids,
gonna make it so my mom's a
yeah,
Zamboni driver at my games. Oh,
but kids
why
say,
does it not surprise me?
yeah,
Kids say the darndest
kids
things.
say the darndest things, and they do lie. But
They
they
do
don't,
lie.
and then you have to teach them that lying is wrong, that's kind of interesting too. Because there are some things we kind of know. Even kids, when they hit as they get older, they look at you like, I shouldn't have done that. But lying takes a long time. I mean, to teach a child that lying is bad, and then they have to decide that within themselves because there's really nothing, that you can do to stop them.
Well, when they figure it out, right? Or when anybody who lies figures it out, either when you get caught
Yeah.
and that person that you lied to loses respect for you or is disappointed in you and
Yes.
conveys that,
Yep.
or that you get yourself caught up in a web of lies to cover the original lie, and
Yeah.
then you can't keep track of where you're at. And then you're so far gone that you can't come clean on the first one because you've done so many other ones that
Hmm.
people are going to be like, Well, now I can't believe you about anything. You know, it's like when we were growing up, the classic, the story of the boy who cried wolf.
Right.
And then finally a wolf came and no one believed him.
And no one believed him.
Is the ending of that
But
story like mauled to death or anything? But like, I guess they don't really go further into it. But
I
like
know.
no one believed him.
And so no,
So
yeah,
no one came to his aid.
right. Yeah.
When you lie to that extent, and yes, there are people that do.
Hmm.
And I think that, might be that could be a mental health issue.
Oh my gosh. So as you're talking about addiction, lying is one of the symptoms of a lot of personality disorders, like narcissistic personality disorder, borderline personality disorder. Lying is a major behavior entwined with a lot of diagnoses. Yeah.
So, okay. So I want to give a real life example, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if I've actually shared this before or not. When I was married
Hmm.
and he worked at a certain place that had a number of locations.
Hmm.
One of them was downtown. Then there were like satellite
Hmm.
offices, you could say. And he'd worked there for years. And we went to the office Christmas party. I
Hmm.
think I've shared this once before, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, you have, but go ahead. Yeah.
And I'm speaking to one of his coworkers who was a friend of his, and I enjoyed her.
Yep.
And she said, and she had a couple of martinis in her, and she said, "Did he ever tell you how like he got like censured at work and he got sent to one of the satellite offices and he's like banned from the main office?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, what is going on right now?" And she was like, "Oh, this was months ago." And I was like, "Months ago." And she was like, "Oh my God, don't say anything. Don't say anything. He's gonna be so he's gonna be," and that's how it starts, right? Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
Now you're catering to the lie. And yeah.
Right. Well, I don't do that. And so, of course, the first thing I did when we got in the car to go back home was, when were you going to tell me that where I think you're going every day for work is not actually where you're going?
Hmm.
And of course, with Jesus Christ. So, okay, it's a small, in a sense, lie, because it's not like he lost his job and he was going off to work every day and trying to make me believe he was still working.
Right.
He was at a different location.
Hmm.
But my question was, why?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me? Right? Why did you let me think that you were going to the same place every day? Like, why would you not tell me?
It is important to ask the why of a lie. Yeah.
You know? And then obviously, well, I mean, it wasn't like we were in a fantastic place to begin with, but like after that, I was like, well, what else is there?
Yeah.
Like, if you can lie about something that small, because it is small.
Hmm.
If he just would have come home one day and said, "I'm no longer be working here, I'm going to work at this office," I'd been like, all right,
Right.
wouldn't have given it another thought.
Yeah.
Must be a reason for it, right?
Mhm.
But to keep it from me,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's the motivation you wonder about.
Yep.
Because then I was thinking, okay, there's more to this story, right?
Yeah.
And then also too, being at this holiday party and speaking with this woman and me being the wife, the partner, and not knowing it.
Yeah. What does that make you look like? Yeah.
Does that make me look, well, actually, what does it make him look like? But like in her mind, she must have been like, why wouldn't he tell his like wife that he's at a different,
Yeah.
how could she not know? How could she not know? Well, then there is that. How could she not know? Is she out to lunch? Is she not paying attention? But it's so yes, you do question the motivation. There is the question of why. But then also too, immediate response, what else don't I know?
I know. Keep talking. I can't stand this infuriating barking. That's him saying he needs his food.
I can't even hear any barking.
Oh, that's nice. Good for you.
Well, it's probably going to happen over here too. Um, so that's the fallout of lying for the
Yeah.
person who's lied to, I think is the most hurtful part of the lie.
Well, and I think that what you're saying is I'm getting I'm getting dog food. Um, that I keep going back to the why of the lie, like Liz.
The why of the lie.
So
Be a book.
so Liz will go, um, hold on. Just eat it and be quiet, guys. All right. So there'll be something going on or stuff. And I do this and I didn't even realize that I do it. I have a tendency to skirt around topics that might stress her out. And I know it's completely like under control. She'll be like,
Okay.
where are the kitchen towels? I already know that the kitchen towels, the new ones, got a stain on them, and I've already got them soaking in OxyClean or whatever, and I got it taken care of, right? So I'll be like, they're fine. I don't know, right? I'll do something like that. And she'll be like, where are the kitchen
She can tell.
Yeah, and it's always she said the only place that I know you start getting weird is if you think it's something that I'm gonna get stressed out or make a big deal out of. So there's the why, right?
So
Or
that would be the last two reasons. You're trying to, you're trying to keep her, that's one of the first nine, but it's like you're trying to keep her you're protecting her.
yeah, it's not necessary to stress out about it. I got it under control, right?
You're protecting her. You're protecting her.
Yeah.
Does she see it as you protecting her, or does she see it as you, what's the word I'm looking for? Patronizing her.
No, she says, um, she calls it, she says, don't manage me. She'll say.
That, you know what? That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. But
Right? Don't
it's
manage me.
I think the why is such a good question because I'm thinking about it in so many different terms. It's it's a form of let's just avoid that's kind of a yes, is it not to
Avoidance.
stress her out, but it's also not to create chaos in the moment. It's just like we got plenty of other things to worry about. We don't have to worry about the kitchen towels, you know?
But then
Mm-hmm.
the kitchen towel event might become a bigger event because she might be like,
Well, that's what I
when
was gonna,
else do you
that's
manage
a
me?
good point. So
Right?
where is that? Yet if you were to ask her, is Katie a liar or do I see Katie as someone who lies? She'd say absolutely not. So there is, when is the line crossed, right? So if I do those little things to curb the
Different
moment,
for everybody.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Different for everybody. And, there are egregious lies
Hmm.
that I think as a collective society we can agree upon.
Okay.
You know,
Let me
I
ask you
mean,
what you think those are, and then I want to know where your line is.
I think as a society,
Uh-huh.
mostly, and this really kind of comes down to relationships,
Okay.
whatever type they may be, familial, right, romantic.
Okay.
When you've done something, committed an act
Okay.
of some type that would upset the other party, and
Okay.
you lie about it, and they find out about it,
Okay.
those are the socially collective, I think, thought of lies. Okay,
Okay.
cheating,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Um, cheating on a partner,
How about invading someone's privacy or going like through their things or
reading your kid's diary,
diaries? Yeah.
not, yes, violating their privacy as
Or they're your
well.
spouses. I had my ex go through my journals. Yeah.
I had a friend whose husband read her journal,
Yeah.
um, and she was incensed.
Hmm.
She was incensed. Um, that would have been it for me right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there are some that can't be ignored. Like when I said, like, at least he didn't lose his job and he was still pretending to go to work.
but it's century.
I've heard stories of people doing that.
Have you seen the Netflix documentary, the new one, Wrong Unknown Number?
No,
I'm just going to leave that there with you.
I don't have Netflix anymore, so you can tell me.
So there, we've talked about, well, here's lying, so Munchausen's,
Spoiler alert.
yeah.
I
So
don't care.
Munchausen's is when someone
Aha.
feigns illness or something like that for attention, right? Which is what and it's gone so crazy that people take it to all different heights and to the point where, I mean, there's a ton of document. Primarily women do that, by the way, too.
Remember
It's
the
not.
Gypsy Rose, whatever, the
Yeah.
daughter, who the
Now that's
mother
Munchausen's by proxy. So that's when
was
you,
crazy.
yeah, that's when you portray illness on something else, whether it's a child, an animal, something to gain
Gives
sympathy.
you attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gets you attention. So your by proxy is your victim. Unknown number is a new facet where there is Munchausen's by proxy, but it's um, of the digital age. So essentially, this young girl and her boyfriend were being texted by an unknown number for years, these horrific, horrific things.
It was the mother.
It was the mother.
I
Yeah.
saw that. I read
Yeah.
that article. Oh, I'm
Yep.
sorry.
Yep.
Keep going.
Oh,
Keep
there you
going.
go. But
It's
that's the,
fascinating.
yeah.
It's fascinating what
Yeah.
this woman was doing to these kids because they
Yep.
were teenagers
Yep.
who were
So
dating.
this was a multi-layered dynamic. So there's Munchausen's by proxy involved in that. When she was getting attention uh, for her daughter being victimized, right? She was also getting attention for being the one who was um, getting her daughter's attention by being the one that her daughter needed for comfort. So you have that. So the lies just kept going and going, and they became so outrageous uh, that there was absolutely no coming back from it. But I think that one of the most poignant moments was they interviewed her, and I think they came at her. I don't think she thought it was going to be portrayed the way it was. This is the mother. Yeah.
Mhm.
Because I don't think
How else could it be portrayed?
I don't think she would have done the interview, but maybe she would have. Her ego's so massive. But
There you
she
go.
she said one moment where I thought I actually saw the real person is she says to the camera, they say, so they say, so it was you all along. And she said, well, yeah. I said, but everybody does something, things that are illegal or do things that are wrong. I mean, she said, how many times have you, driven drunk, but you got home okay? The only difference is I got caught. She said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
No, hold on, honey. You were victimizing your daughter
Mm-hmm.
and making it look, and the daughter, because I've read a couple articles about this. The daughter, we are talking, when we talk about daughter, we're talking like middle school, high school. This went on for a while,
Very
right?
long time. Yeah.
And the boyfriend too.
Yep.
And it was multiple unknown
It
numbers.
was horrible. And
It
the
would
thing
become
she
a
said to her
series.
daughter, yeah, and there's another layer too where there was some predatory stuff and that her hyperfixation on the boyfriend, was pretty it was so layered that's why I mean pop cultural psychology is all over it because it's so it's multifaceted. You could diagnose her a variety of different things, but the lies were insane, and she had zero remorse.
Zero remorse. And her daughter, didn't her daughter get to the point that she wanted to go to school anymore?
Mhm.
Like she had massive anxiety.
She was
Well,
suicidal.
she was victimized. She was
Yeah,
traumatized. So was
yeah.
the son, or so was the boyfriend. They were living in fear
Mhm.
because this unknown person tracked them for
And threatened
years.
them.
And because it was the mother, she knew stuff about them.
Sure did.
So she used it. Can you imagine? Okay, so here we go. Can you imagine when it came out that it was the mom? Because they did finally catch her ass and they did it by somebody for some reason. I'm trying to remember how this worked. Decided to track her phone, like in the police
Well, what
department.
happened was, I'll give you the quick synopsis. The local police weren't doing shit. And it was one of the mothers in the circle of friends that contacted the FBI. because they're like they suspected the mother was hinky. They weren't getting attention from the local police. The FBI, it took them literally, I think, 72 hours to track it down. All they did was track the IP address that was coming from the Wi-Fi that was, and then they found it was at their
In
address. Yeah.
her house.
Uh-huh. And she had
In
two
her house.
phones. Yeah.
And separately, here we go. She was acting like she was going to work every day and she had lost her job.
So that was the most insane. The
And she
husband,
was the major breadwinner.
yeah, the husband comes home
Yep,
and
yep,
he
yep,
comes in
yep.
on this scenario where not only is he learning that she hasn't been working for years, that she's just been sitting at home harassing and terrorizing her daughter all day, and then finds out that she's the one who's been doing this texting. So this poor guy.
Well, the daughter, number one, and then the husband, number two,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
The daughter, I don't know how she's going to recover from this one. Massive amounts of therapy.
Yeah.
The one person in your life you're supposed to be able to trust with
So there's a
everything.
good point too. So not only does a lie damage your relationship, with the person that lied, but developmentally, as that's happening, and someone that you're ultimately supposed to trust, how do you trust anyone again? Now, sure, it's not just about how does she trust her mother, but she fundamentally changed that girl's view of people.
Well, she definitely changed that girl's view of females.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, and then the husband finds out, well, he divorced her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else could you do? She's an absolutely deceitful, on several levels,
Deceitful.
deceitful person.
And
She's
I
lying
think
to him.
lying and deceit, I think those are two different things, to be honest with. Not, I think they're related, but I think they have two very different lives.
Well, I'll tell you what, Katie, lying can be a single incident.
Right.
Deceit is more like a series of incidents.
Okay.
Deceit is trying to create a situation.
And
A lie is
deceit. Right.
words.
Yeah, I agree with you on
Deceit
that.
is different. Being deceitful, that's a personality trait.
Right.
Lying is a verb.
Very well said. Okay, so
So,
tell me
okay,
for
if,
you,
if I can.
um, now can you hear that? Them eating and they're
Can't
chingling.
hear a thing.
That's good. All right. So
I
my
literally can't hear a thing.
microphone is noise counseling, noise canceling.
Counseling.
Okay, so at what point for you, like I give the example like Liz, me and the dish towels.
Gotcha.
So that's not um a personality deal breaker or whatever. That's not like, okay. So for you, when it comes to lying, when is it like we are talking about a big one would be lying about an affair or something like that. When for you, whether it's any close personal relationship, when for you is it a deal breaker? When is the lying a deal breaker?
So, because of my background
Mhm.
in the sense of my relationship with my ex-husband, a very low tolerance
Yep.
for mistreatment and for people not being straight with me. Do I believe that I am 99% open and straight with people? Yes, I do.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to live another way.
No.
Have there been times where I've said to myself, I mean, just recently it just happened. There was something that I withheld
Hmm.
from someone because I did not know really how to say it.
Okay.
And one day we were having a conversation, and because I valued this person, and this is what I was struggling with, and it wasn't anything horrible, um, because I valued this person, I wanted to tell her. It was nothing that affected her life. It was nothing I did against her. It was
Something
kind of
you
an,
knew,
it was like an
information.
adjacent situation, shall we
Okay.
say,
Okay.
that I was involved in. I'm making it sound like I murdered somebody. It was not anything that crazy. It wasn't. But it's because I valued her as a friend
Okay.
that I said we were having a conversation. It kind of came up organically. And I said, and she
I
asked
think,
me a question. And
yep.
I
And
was
I
like,
think, yep. I think I know what situation you're talking about, and you were struggling with how to,
yes,
you
I
know,
was.
yeah, whether to bring it up or not. It sounds like you decided to do that.
Because I couldn't not.
Yep.
I
Yep.
couldn't not.
Yep.
And it was so funny because I even spoke to my therapist about it. And I was like, is there any benefit in me like not coming clean because I didn't do anything wrong, but like in me sharing this situation that's already over. But and she was like, no, I don't really. She's like, I don't think there's any benefit. But you know what? I disagreed. And
Not if it's
I did,
eating away at you. I mean, that's not
yeah.
okay.
And the reason that I know that I did the right thing when I, gave the background of what happened. And this person said, well, I just don't understand why you felt you couldn't tell me. I go, see, that's what I had the guilt
That's
over.
why.
That was what it was all
But you
about.
did. But you
That
did
I
tell.
did. I didn't at the time. I did afterwards. I couldn't not
Yep.
tell her.
Yep.
And sorry, folks, it sounds so serious. It's really not. It was
It's not-
not
Ellen,
serious at all.
Ellen didn't kill anybody. She didn't witness any murders.
I didn't rob a bank. I didn't knock over a liquor store.
There's
It's
nothing,
nothing
no
like that.
laws were broken.
Nothing. No laws were broken. But it was just an interpersonal relationship spanning, several not several people because I wasn't in a gangbang. No, I'm just saying like it was just it was a close circle of people who knew each other. Okay. Like is that a
Yes.
better way to put it?
Yeah.
Intersection
There was
of
intersections. Yeah.
people and relationships and whatever. And so, but I couldn't not say anything.
Yeah.
Now, there are people who are very comfortable who commit way larger infractions that are like, I'm going to take this to my grave. Okay. The line that gets drawn with me
Mhm.
is if someone's telling me a lie
Mhm.
to benefit themselves,
Mhm. Mhm.
because most of the lies that I've been told in my life,
Yeah.
I won't count the ones from my kids when they were like 5, 6, 7, 10 years old. I'm talking about adult relationships. Most of the lies that have been told to me in my life have been to keep something from me, keep me in the dark,
Yes.
manipulate me in some way, benefit off
Now
of
we're
me in
back to
some way.
deceit. Now we're back to deceit.
That's deceit.
Yeah, that's deceit. I think I have to agree with you. And the more we were talking about it, for me, a lie here and there, okay, whatever. But deceit, that's a different animal.
It's a different because they are not portraying who they are to you. You're getting a different version of who they are.
Which
That's what
gets
deceit
you to
is.
the place of I
That's
can't
deceit.
trust you because I don't know who you are. Yes, I think it's
That's
deceit,
deceit.
Alan. I think it's,
Okay, so one of the Netflix series that I found fascinating, it was the last one I watched before I canceled Netflix because it sucks. No offense, Netflix, but you kind of do. Becoming Anna, about Anna Delvey.
yeah, there's another
Did you
one.
watch that?
I did.
Someone who was basically portraying herself to be a completely other person and went and goddamn, she was good at it.
Yep.
She was good at it. And when she got found out, um, dude, she wound up on Dancing with the Stars. I think that's egregious. Don't allow her to be on Dancing with the
I
Stars
didn't know that.
with her ankle monitor on. Are you
I
serious?
didn't know.
Well, she's not a hero. She's
No,
not a
but she's a
hero.
caricature that people like to watch. Just a train wreck. Yeah.
Well, she's fascinating.
Mhm.
She's fascinating.
But
What she did
why
was
are people
fascinating.
so here's the thing too. God damn our freak dogs. I know you can't hear them. So
I can't.
there's another series called Scamanda. It's a podcast and it's also they did a um
I've heard of this, but
yeah,
why?
it was about this woman. Basically, she faked a cancer diagnosis. And she got
Okay.
money and everything. She kept a daily blog of her reoccurring treatments. She took pictures of herself in the hospital. Very, very elaborate, but none of it was true. Um, and I think, and yet clearly these stories get everybody's attention because these are some of the stories that are the most watched. They're the ones that get the most attention. They're the most parodied, like if you see Saturday Night Live, stuff like, so they get a lot of
They're
attention.
wild. They're
So
bold.
why are we, well, I guess we could say that about true crime and everything too.
But
So
they're so bold that's why we're so interested in them. The woman, the mother with the gypsy rose and the fake and all the fake uh surgeries, and there's nothing wrong with her. And like, because it's bold and wild, and is there part of us that looks at this person and says like, holy shit, man, if I was crazier, I would do that. Like, I mean, it's romanticized.
yeah,
Anna Delvey, when she got caught, I mean, she was a young girl and she was scamming
every,
moguls. She was scamming Wall Street. She was scamming people who had been in the business. They believed her. And
did.
I think when she got caught, these guys were just mortified.
Mhm.
Mortified. I was taken by a slip of a girl who walked into my office without a wing and a prayer, and I handed millions of dollars over to her. Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
did.
She was that good. She appealed to something in you with
Right.
her lies. She
Yeah.
appealed to something in
That's what
you.
I mean. There's
Maybe she
something.
made you feel important, or she gave you attention,
And
or
that's
she
when they're deceitful and they're predators because they know how to rope you in like that. Yeah.
honestly, I thought and that what the one about Anna Delvey on Netflix was fictional. It wasn't a documentary. Someone was playing her.
Yeah, yeah. But there are ones that
Oh yeah,
there
she's fascinating. I think
uh
she's that. Nobody really knows her true story.
really.
I mean, she goes by Anna something and Anna Delvey, and like, what's her real name? And I don't know if they've ever found her family. Is she from Germany? Is she from France? Like, is she
Hmm.
Russian? Like, no, like her accent. That was the thing about her accent was so different
Yeah.
that they couldn't place like where she was from.
Yep.
But okay, so that's the thing about lying. Like, okay, that's the thing about deceit.
Right. I'm looking up another movie that goes even further back about deceit, and it was really well done. And it was in the 90s before
The
you could,
talented Mr. Ripley.
well, there's that.
Remember
Yes,
that one?
I do.
When Matt Damon could take on the personality
Yep,
of like that movie is terrifying
it is. The other
when you
one
watch
is,
it.
let me see. 6 Degrees of Separation. Will
That was
Smith
Will Smith.
and Stockard Channing.
I love Stockard Channing.
I know.
I've never seen it, but I love Stockard Channing. Like, she's like
So
my hero.
she's like at her heyday, early 90s in this movie. And I just totally thought about another movie she was in that was really good. Another one where it's
She's
kind
good in
of,
everything.
yeah, and this was another movie, but it was a woman who is kind of stalking her, and she talks to her therapist on a phone a lot. And it was, oh, damn, it was a good movie too. But it was another one where it was one of these kind of deceitful people. And Stockard Channing plays, there's quite a few movies she's in like that where she gets deceived by people. And that makes me curious too. But yeah, so we've been fascinated by this concept for a long time. Ellen, what's
I
that?
think we're fascinated by people who, we're not going to say they're without conscience,
Okay.
but we're fascinated by people that will lie and lie big,
I'm
right?
sorry. Now I have to find out this movie because it's gonna make me crazy.
I mean, little small white lies
Yeah. Is
where
it?
everybody kind of like pushes to the side and brushes on. We get fascinated by people who lie big.
Yeah, it's
Like
gotta be, but maybe it's, oh my God, I remember it now. Holy moly.
what?
Do you remember the movie 2001, The Business of Strangers? A
No.
very young Julia Stiles and Stockard Channing. Holy crap.
Is it on Amazon Prime?
You can have all my login stuff.
I don't need your logins. I'm trying to limit my watching. I don't really watch that much anyway.
But
But
if you
like,
have,
okay, so
wait,
deceit and
oh,
lie.
let me see where
What?
it's at. Let me see.
What's
It's
the
on,
synopsis?
hmm, okay, I'm gonna read it to you. Now I'm totally want to watch this again. Oh, it's on AMC.
Oh, I might have that through my Spectrum cable.
Well,
By the
then,
way, Spectrum is better than Verizon. I'm just gonna put that out there.
man, we just don't.
Anybody's wondering.
Hey,
Anybody's
Stockard
wondering.
Channing plays a game of power and manipulation. That's all you get. But and so it's Julia Stiles, Stockard Channing. But again, it's another deceitful kind of um, lying and putting on shows, and um, it's fascinating. And yeah, you're right. It can't be littleized. Got to be real big. And
Okay, so let's talk about deceit and lying again in a social real story, the mystery of DB Cooper
oh
that
yeah,
they've never solved.
this is true.
They've never solved that, right?
Yeah,
And this is going back how many decades?
three maybe.
And for some reason, in the last year or two, more document like it must somebody must have gotten re-interested in DB Cooper.
It's every generation. You get to somebody else that
It's
gets yeah.
like cyclical. Someone's going to break the case, right? Like,
Hmm.
where did he go? He literally jumped out of an airplane with thousands of dollars and they've never found him.
I know. And then that's then I mean, where's Stevie
And
Cooper?
we get amazed. So, okay, we have our 11 reasons why people lie,
Hmm.
two of which are for social good.
Hmm.
I gotta say, honestly, haha. I always believe honesty is the best policy. I'm sorry. I
So
just
let
do.
me say this about, and you and I have talked about this.
I just feel like anything's going to come back and bite you in the ass. If you're going
And
to lie, it's going to come out.
it's one of,
That's it.
I think, the most important qualities in a person. And, one of the things I love about you is I believe everything that comes out of your mouth. I just do. I mean, there's certain people you do, and there's certain people you don't. My wife's like that. I've seen, she doesn't care if somebody doesn't like her because she says something they don't like. And you're the same way. It's like, so I think this, because we've talked so much about insecurities, right? And so insecurity is the devil, fear is the devil. And I think if you are afraid of what other people are going to say, so many of those lies that you talked about are wrapped around in whatever fear you have. So then you lie, right? So if you don't have that baseline insecurity, you're not going to lie. You don't have anything to prove.
Not even so much insane. The thing is, well, you brought this up before. Like, yes, I was raised Catholic,
Hmm.
right? And even though I'm a non-practicing Catholic and Catholic guilt, we term it Catholic guilt, okay? It's not just Catholic guilt. It is just guilt. I can't like when I decided to tell my friend about what this situation that had happened, again, not serious folks. I was like, I can't keep a part of my life from a good friend.
Yeah.
I can't only show certain sides of myself to someone that I value as a friend and who is important to me and whom I love. I can't do that. Like it doesn't sit well with me. Um, me me being open about my life has gotten me in trouble before. But the thing is, you know everything about me. Like I've talked about situations. My kids know things about me,
Mhm.
mistakes that I have made that a lot of other people would never tell their children.
Mhm.
They would never, ever, because they would be like, oh my gosh, I don't want him to know that about me. I don't want to know that I did that or her to know that I did that. Okay, but I did it. So what I'm saying to you is I did this and I learned from it
Mhm.
and learned from what I learned from, right? Like your mom's not perfect. I mean, that's obvious. Like, because I'm trying to teach them like humanity.
Oh, you're showing there's no shame in making mistakes. You don't have to cover them up with lies. Yeah.
There's no shame in bad decisions, like my kids know that I've exercised some bad judgment in the past. My kids know that I've made mistakes. I will openly talk to them about it. I will openly talk to my mother and my sisters.
Mhm.
Um, Everybody that's in my immediate close circle knows everything about me.
Yep.
They know everything about me because everything that I've done, mostly post divorce, where I was finding myself. But like I can say I made a mistake. I exercised poor judgment. This is what happens, guys, when you exercise poor judgment. This is
Yeah.
what happens when you go against your root beliefs, right? Or you let yourself get caught up, or you let yourself get, swept off your feet, or you let yourself believe stuff that you know is not true.
Uh-huh.
Um, Here's the flip side of it. This is what happens. Now,
And let them learn from your experience rather than having to bury themselves, you know.
for them to repeat it.
Right.
And of course they're gonna make their own mistakes. I mean, they're gonna do their own stuff. They're only in their 20s. Um, but no, you could flat out ask me. I mean, I've alluded to it before, and people can think what they want. Ellen,
Yep.
have you ever been involved with a married man? Yes, I have. Worst decision ever made? Yes, it was.
Uh-huh.
Was I
Yeah.
at a good place? No, I was not.
Hey, let me ask you a really politically targeted or hot topic lie.
Oh
Ready?
no. Oh no. What?
Okay.
Now I'm afraid
It
because
should
now
be
I just
called a game.
put myself
Lie
out
or
there.
deceit? Lie or deceit?
Okay.
What do you think of? Interesting. So you're at a
Almost scared.
okay,
Hmm?
you're at a bar. Okay.
I'm at a bar. Awesome. Great start.
My, stop it. Stop that. Um, she's throwing her bowl around like a hockey puck.
Oh my God.
Look, you've eaten it's bulldogs. They're terrible. So
Lulu
you're at a
has
bar.
left. Lulu's
You
left
see
the
this
room.
really
She
good
got
looking
bored.
guy and he's sitting alone. Okay. And
Okay.
stop it. And hold on. And you're like, that guy looks hot. He's sitting alone. So you sit down and say, hey, can I buy you a drink? He's like, sure. You get to talking, whatever. You're really hitting it off. It's great. And you're like, psh, and would you like to go up to my room? Absolutely. Okay.
This is me making
This is
all the
you.
moves.
Just say this. Or they say to you, would you like to come up to my room? And you're like, okay, I think you're fantastic, right? All right. So
Ooh, I don't know
let
about
me
that.
just, well, that just, I mean, it could
Seems a
be,
little fast.
but it could even go, okay, say it's a week and you've been meeting a couple nights a week at this bar, went from drinks, now you've been having dinner, you've been hanging out, you're just really so hey, I'm here, I'm only here for the rest of the week. Would you like to come up to my room and have a nightcap? Okay, whatever. You go up there, you're getting busy, pants come off, there's no penis. It's a woman.
Really?
But the individual identifies as a trans man,
Okay.
not tell you. Um,
Okay.
and this is a surprising realization for you. Uh,
Okay.
is this a lie? Is this deceitful? What are your thoughts identifying as a you're identifying as a straight woman, entertaining with what you thought was a straight man, and now
Right.
this is what happens when you go upstairs. What are your thoughts on that?
That's actually a very interesting question, and I will tell you what.
Okay.
I recently read, okay, I'm addicted to advice columns. I friggin' love them. And there I do. And okay, and I'm paralleling, all
Yes.
right? A man wrote in to this advice column and he said, I seem to have a problem. He's like, I start to date people. He's like, and we date for a couple of months. He's like, and then I let them in on, my kink,
Hmm.
and then I get ghosted.
Okay.
He's like, and my kink is BDSM,
Mhm.
and I keep a dungeon in my basement.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
well, I
But
mean,
he tells them, right? He tells them. Yeah.
but not for a couple of months.
Okay.
And so when he tells these people, okay, this is what I'm really into, and shows them, they leave.
I go.
And so his question to the advice person, well, and this is on Slate. If you've ever been on Slate, it's actually a really good advice column. They have a whole bunch of different, work advice, relationship advice,
Yeah.
money
So
advice, whatever.
he was asking, what's a better way to approach this kind of
He
thing?
said, well, because his thing was, and he was using terms used within the BDSM community, right? He's like, how do I convince a normie to be involved with me who has this kink? And so the response from the advice columnist was, well, okay, let's go back to the beginning here. He's like, first of all, he's like, you have this known kink, and you do. He's like, but you want what you're saying, a normie to date you and be involved with you. He's like, yet you're referring to them as a normie who is someone who doesn't want to engage in BDSM. He's like, so are you trying to impose your kink
Hmm?
upon another
As
person
opposed to seeking out someone that you already know is interested.
as opposed to venturing into the BDSM community and because he wants a relationship. He doesn't just want like sex, he wants a relationship. And
Okay.
he was like, but are you trying to, lack of a better word, convert a
Yeah.
normie like
You're trying
to
to, yeah.
your preferred? Okay, so this is what I would say.
Mhm.
I would think within the course of these conversations I was having with this person, because when you get to a certain age, 50s, you
Yep.
tackle a lot of topics, a lot, bless you, a lot earlier than you
Yes.
would if you were in your 20s or 30s or 40s. So
Mhm.
I can say to you that in the course of these conversations that I had with this person at this bar over drinks or dinner or whatever, I would have already asked about past relationships and
Interesting.
preferences.
Mhm.
And if the answer would have been truthfully, oh, I identify as this, right? And this is what I'm looking for. How do you feel about that? I would have been like, I've really appreciated this time with you, but that's not my preference.
What I'm looking for. Yes.
Other than it being sprung on me,
Mhm.
I don't think you should ever spring anything on anybody
And I think that
across the board.
I agree. Yeah, and I agree with you. I think that um, it is a very heated topic, and I purposefully chose.
Has
Uh,
it become heated?
it is because you'll see some articles that are out there. There's a lot of in more so men that find themselves with straight men that find themselves with men identifying as women. And there are beautiful individuals aesthetically that choosing my words carefully, that when presented, there would be no doubt in your mind that that is a female human being, except when they undress.
Now, do you think that whatever is happening right now in regards to this topic, if it's like you say, it's becoming a thing, don't you think that really the initial reaction, probably when it is revealed, is that the other person's disappointed? Like they felt a connection. right?
Right. And then
Do
and
you know
it's
what I
about,
mean?
that's what I was going to say.
It's
Is
like
that about the
disappointment.
deceit? You know, I mean, is that
Well,
about, because I will
I
tell
don't
you right now,
know.
yeah, I, that's where I
Is that
get
a
a little, but
lie?
then if you, what about somebody, or lie, what about somebody, and I've had this with a client who really struggles with, they have complex herpes and they have to tell somebody,
You
if you carry an STD and you're
have
starting,
to.
you have to, or you have HIV, or, you know, when do you disclose that? When do you there and when do you disclose the difference between the trans population is there is, and I'm not saying with everybody, but there
Okay.
is a culture of some folks who feel that because they identify wholeheartedly as a man or a woman, even though they might be biologically the opposite, they don't feel they have a need to disclose anything because they fully feel they are that thing.
Okay, I can understand that.
Mhm.
But then now, isn't that though not taking the other person in consideration? Because you have to, I mean, you would have to think
So here's the
that
thing.
not everybody thinks the same way as you do, and that goes for
And
everyone.
isn't that the bigger thing? I mean, I can say that I would agree with you. I think it's about taking in consideration where that other person might be coming from. Um, Not just your own belief system about how you identify. How do you feel this person that you are getting to know and potentially have a lot of feelings for? What are you thinking in regard to what they might need? Right?
Right. So, okay, there's so many different things you could do this with. There are people who started talking to somebody and have become involved with somebody, and they haven't disclosed that they have children. They haven't disclosed they've been incarcerated in the past. They haven't disclosed that they have an addiction. They haven't disclosed that I
Yep.
mean,
I
anything.
The only thing different about this one, that's why I bring this one up,
Okay.
is, for example, you haven't disclosed that you have children. Um, Yet you believe at some point that's something that you need to disclose because that could be a game changer, right?
Well,
Or
the other
maybe,
person might be like, I don't want anything to do with
or
your
maybe you
kids.
don't want children, and that needs to be discussed too. It with the population, often with I don't know what they're doing. What the trans population is, I identify as a male, and that's what I am. I don't have anything to disclose. That's where the issue is, as opposed to someone's like, I'm HIV positive. I have something I have to disclose before we get any closer. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, let's put it this way.
Okay.
Say you have someone who's trans, doesn't feel like they need to disclose anything, like you just said, this is what I am, I don't need to disclose it.
Yeah.
And they're talking to somebody, or they've started hanging out with somebody or interacting with somebody who has a trait that they want nothing to do with, and that person didn't disclose it.
Well said.
Which one trumps the other one? What if not trumps, but what if this person who's trans fucking hates kids? And this person hasn't disclosed that they have five of them.
But you know
I
what?
mean, like,
They need to lose each other's
it's
number.
it's how
Or
about
the
just
flip
stop
side,
lying?
what's also interesting too is, and I've been in this situation where I'm spending time with someone who identifies as, this was my ex, identifying with someone who identifies, or spending time with someone who identifies as heterosexual, right?
Okay,
And
right?
then all of a sudden they're making the moves on me. And I'm like, wait a second, I thought, I'm a little confused. I thought where it's also, I've had friends, very, very good gay male friends who started to change their energy toward me. I'm like, wait a second. I thought, so there's another thing too, when I think it comes to people like people don't like surprises all that much. If things are being presented this way, and they have been, whether it's for 3 nights, 3 years, whatever, and then all of a sudden you do this, again, I think that borders on deceit again.
I just think at majority of people just don't like to be lied to. They
Yep.
just don't like to be lied to. And, and the thing about being lied to, when we talk about the girl whose mother was her victimizer, not being able to trust people is a
The fundamental root,
paralyzing. It's a paralyzing
because
thing.
if we can't trust people, right? Stop it. Then,
You go one of
then,
two ways.
then
You go one.
you can't feel
Say
safe, and then you can't thrive.
no, you can't. And when you feel like you can't trust people, it goes one of two ways. You try to always be honest and trustworthy, or you say, "Well, this was done to me, so now I'm going to do it to somebody else."
Right? Which is the pattern of abuse in any dynamic. Yeah. I just
Right?
finished listening to this book. And there was a familiar pattern of incest. And when she was being abused by her father, what he would say to her is, "This happened to me, so it's happening to you." You know, that pattern of abuse. Yeah, to end on a nice note.
And on a really upbeat.
I think we could talk about this more because
We could do lying number two.
we could do lying too. I have to go because I hate my son's car, and I guess we're going car shopping this morning. I mean,
Morning.
this weekend.
It's 4:30.
Yeah, the June
Get,
thousands
get
we
together. It's been a long week. It's Tuesday.
And
All
so
right.
last week, there was too much in my life. There was live music on Wednesday night, saw Mumford and Sons Thursday night. They were amazing. We
Love
had
them.
an art show that we did and sold a lot of stuff on Saturday. Buffalo Philharmonic on Saturday night. And I feel so old. I am still recovering from the week.
I literally have zero interest in 75% of the things that you just listed.
Well,
All
some
I
of them
did,
were obligatory, I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
missed my homecoming or my housewarming. That's
Oh,
okay.
and then the good news is I think I told you Liz's dad's house sold. So now we're just getting all the rest of the stuff out of there. I know I missed you. I wanted to
We
come.
had so much fun that I decided to have a weekly housewarming party. So, like, you'll be able to catch another one.
I can't do Sundays until November, to the house closes November 15th, I think. So we're gonna be finishing stuff up there.
Good
Um,
luck. It is a process
I know.
and not
Well,
a fun.
I know. I know. We've done it a few times, and this will be goodbye. It'll be over.
Takes over your life.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. This was good. We'll
All right.
continue.
Lying dose. Dose line.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good.
Bye.
Can you see her? Oh God, you shouldn't have said anything. Oh, dog just went across. Dog just walked across the sidewalk. It's okay. It's okay. House is secure.
Yeah, mine
Secure.
are just lying around with big bellies and snorts. Okay, bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.